Well, good morning, everybody. It is a Saturday. We are on our way to get some railroad ballast. You don't get a vacation. Every vacation is a working vacation. I guess the reason I'm telling you this is, you know, in today's world, if you want to get ahead and you really want to succeed, it's 7 days a week. I mean, the biggest thing is we only work half days. Well, in the summer we would work more than half days. Some of you are saying, wait a minute. But the last time I checked, there's 24 hours in a day, so half a day is at least 12 hours. So I was on the grade yesterday from 9 o'clock. I got in just about 9 o'clock yesterday morning, or last night, sorry. But yeah, so it's Saturday morning here. We are on our way to get some railroad ballast. We're gonna try to get 4 loads in. It's probably at least 2 hours around. My surveyor is coming out to give me some topographical points to where we've been hauling some gravel, so I got to meet him here at 10 o'clock on a Saturday. And let's see how this day goes. Let's go get the big Kenworth from Mike Collier and see how the old girl runs. We'll see you there. Well, here we are. If you guys like trucks, how about a 2023 Kenworth T800? I think that'll do to haul some railroad ballast this morning. Okay.
Going through the gates.
So this morning you get to see my tracks over here to the right to that little scale shack right there. So we weighed in this morning, we weighed the truck and trailer empty, we weighed the first load.
That's the scale.
So we know how much we are empty. So we are just gonna head back and get loaded. That must be Dennis right there.
There he's getting in his loader. Here we go. shot of the bucket dumping in here. It's kind of cool. There it is. Thanks for loading
Oh,
this
there he
up.
is. I said you sent him because we asked if you could do some taping. You didn't want to be on camera.
It's hard. It's hard when he's on it all the time, you know.
I told him just to stay with 7.
Yeah.
Instead of putting that half in there,
Right.
it's like I just don't.
Here we go. That's a big box. That's really loud.
Paul would continue to haul ballast for the rest of the day, and I can't remember just how much he brought home, but we got a lot more than we bargained for. Also, our surveyor, Neil, was out on the grade all day, but nobody knew about it because, well, he was back in the woods the whole time. So we'll go more in depth on what Neil does in a future video, but it is extremely important to regularly check the status of the railroad grade as it will be subject to change throughout the construction process. But for now, let's take a look at our ballast pile. All right, here's the ballast pile as it sits today. I believe we were able to get a total of 5 loads instead of 4. The last one kind of had to get dumped off to the side over there. We just ran out of room in the driveway here. We're still a little bit away from being able to haul this on the grade, but once we get a little bit further with some of the dirt work on some sections over there, we're gonna be able to start putting some of this stuff down. So this is a pretty big step out of the way, but there's still a lot more to catch up on, so let's get back to it. All right, hey everybody, we are currently back. I actually don't think we even have a name for this part of the railroad grade, but we're on the other half of the railroad grade today. The rain finally stopped. We're getting a little bit of a break, but as you can see, there is just water everywhere. It's been so mucky back here. We couldn't get any equipment through. So what little bit we can do, we're gonna do today. Now we are currently at the second location for a campsite out here. Now, we're gonna have to dig some more of this dirt out of here though. And as you can see, we got a lot of down trees in here and a few that are a little bit questionable that are gonna have to go on the bank there. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. It's gonna have to, like this part of the grade right here is gonna have to match the top of that pile. So if we get too far along here, we will not be able to get any equipment back here to dig out some more dirt. I'm gonna go ahead and set you guys down somewhere and I'll take it with me as I'm working. Gina's doing the same exact thing on the other side over there. And we'll probably speed this section up a tad bit, but we're gonna take the 266 for a spin today. I finally got it working right. So let's get to it. from here and work our way back. That case was just too much for that GoPro, it just turned off. So, we're gonna work our way back from here and bucket the rest of this log. See if I can find a spot to set you guys down. I just wanted to point this out. So I was on my way back to get some more batteries. I don't know if you guys can hear, if you listen real carefully. The birds are chirping, rain's gone, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It's a good day to cut some wood. I guess where I'm going with this is it's really important every now and then to sit down and just take a pause and really appreciate what you got. Now, whatever that is for you guys that are watching, remember your why. Just kind of hit me right now as I was going back to get some more gear. This is my why. It's extremely peaceful out here. We're doing something that we love and we're working on our dream. And days like today, when even though it feels like we're not getting much done, you still feel accomplished and you feel good about yourself at the end of the day. So, remember your why. For me, it's being out here in the woods and working on this railroad. Find your railroad. All right, I ran out of battery in the other camera, so we'll use this one. We just finished up with our work. A lot of the timber is cut, ready for getting picked up by the mule. I decided to go ahead and move that leaning tree that was over here up against this, I don't know my trees very well. This guy right there, excuse me. So now he's safely over there, or it's safely over there. Some more logs are bucked up over there. We're gonna keep cleaning this out, make a clear walking path. I think this is the path that we're gonna take. I got some more clearing up to do over here, but it's mostly clear now. You can get through here without tripping on stuff. Went ahead and cleared out some more brush here, except for this little guy. This is all ready to go. We're gonna leave the tops over there because it doesn't really bother us too much. I ran into some barbed wire because back when, I don't know if it was Paul's dad or his grandfather owned this property, it was a functional farm, and this was part of their old fence line. I forget exactly where it ran, but somewhere in here. We're gonna have to go find that stuff later on and get rid of it, but there's an old fence line in there. Now let's go to the campsite. And this is going to be campsite number 2. As said earlier, this is gonna be an old miners camp. So we're gonna have all the odds and ends out here to make it look like there were miners that were living out here. And this is the clearing. Now this is gonna have to get cleaned up because we'd like to have a fire pit out here. It's a little scary because as you can see, we got a lot of needles and just dead stuff back here. We don't want it to catch. So we'll have to do our homework and be diligent, but this is going to be a campsite. And there's going to be another one. Oh, why did I face the camera towards me? Excuse me. Somewhere in that clearing over there. So there's enough room for 2. But we need to get the rest of this wood out of here before we haul any more dirt. Because as I said earlier, once the track is laid down and enough dirt is hauled in, we won't be able to get back here with equipment. So, I can't remember if we're gonna take any more of this side of the bank out or if we're just gonna keep going forward. So eventually, all this is gonna disappear as well. There were 2 on the ledge over there. I decided to leave them because I don't know if you can see, that embankment is pretty much gone where they're leaning or hanging over, so I'm not going to step over there in the case the ground decides to give way. So I'll let them take care of that with the excavator. I'll cut it up when it's on the ground. But yeah, not bad progress. Cleaned a lot of stuff out of here today, or I shouldn't say cleaned it, but we cut it. Kind of crazy to think what this looked like even a few days ago. And the dirt is really soft now because of the rain. So I'm going to try to sneak back and do our little walking path we made yesterday. Show you guys what it looks like from that angle. So if you guys remember, all the brush that was here yesterday just got pushed back a tad bit. Same thing on the other side over here. So you see where that stump is at? It was on the edge of the bank right here where he's scooping right now. Looks like he even came up this far. But yeah, this is where we were yesterday. It's a shame all that wood got pushed over to the side here. But now we got ourselves a clear way to get in there.
This is going to be the miners' camp. So you can come and do some rustic camping here on the railroad. And this is going to be some fill. We're going to stockpile here for finishing the grade. So when we get it close, if I need just a little bit more, we'll have some of this fill just to top it off. Because once we get up to a peak, it's going to be hard to truck dirt in here. So we'll have a little bit here close by. So I'm just kind of sloping the pit right here, and all this we'll be digging out, and if we need to cut more trees to get some more fill here, we can. So this bank will be cleaned up a little bit. I'm just roughing this bank in so we can get in here with the loader and throw this fill up on the grade if we need it. Otherwise, what we'll do with this fill is we'll just level it off all real nice in here and fill this hole in if we don't need it. So all depends on how close we get our railroad grade to that finished grade. So this is just a little extra fill for when we get done, but we got to get it in here now because once this railroad grade is built up, it's gonna be really hard to get this in here. Well, I wanted to taper this down for all these trees here. And then if we get this fill out of here, we could always build a mining tunnel right here. Actually, we covered up the old mining tunnel, so you didn't know. This is where we found all the gold and silver to pay for the railroad. So that's why we call this the mining camp.
Alright, so Paul's gonna keep working his way up here, getting some more fill squared away. We gotta take care of this log. I forgot to cut this down yesterday, so let's get to it. Set you guys down. That was scary.
Oh, you're funny.
I think this camera needs to change of pants.
No, I think that's good enough. I can get that with the loader. And I can push down with my little dozer and push it up this way. But I got my nice slope started. That'll be good enough with this. So I'll use my little dozer and the front end loader for the rest of it. Well, and that was from yesterday. We aired that tire up yesterday and it's that low again, so time to fix it right. Well, we're gonna have to address that issue again. Well, we got the loader in, and the one really nice thing about being a front tire, yeah, we got a built-in jack stand. So just one thing to remember is just don't put your foot under the tire in case we do blow a hydraulic hose. But as for now, we're good to go. Let's get this baby apart. Yeah, you can buy these tools. Mike Collier built this homemade tool in a shop, and let me tell you, it's a lifesaver. We got some new fancy lube for the O-ring. Supposedly that's really good stuff, and it'll help these O-rings from failing. Here we got a brand new O-ring we'll show you. Well, I am waiting for this tire to go completely flat. It's exciting to watch the dozer and the front end loader and all the heavy equipment run and work on this railroad. Big things happen fast with big equipment. But I can't say enough on how important the little things are. The little things are what keep me going fast. When I'm out in the loader or dozer and I come across just one little stick, or, well, I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. A stick or a log or something that's in my way, and I gotta stop the machine and get out. It takes time. And what makes this railroad beautiful is the help. If you can hear that saw in the background. Hi, Buckster. One little load at a time. It's huge in the big picture. And a lot of people think they're lesser of a person because of that little stuff. Gina's priceless out here. And honestly, if I could get some good operators running the equipment, doing that little stuff to me is actually enjoyable, because you can kind of sit back and watch everything else happen. So no matter what you're doing, if you're washing dishes in a fancy restaurant, do your best, because people are out there going to eat off them plates. As a matter of fact, that's where I started out. I started out washing dishes in a restaurant that Gina and I just got pizza from. Fancy restaurant, Marquette. And my friend's girlfriend's daughter was working there. And I told her, I said, hey, I started out here too. And she said, well, what did you do? I said, well, I was working in the kitchen. What did you do in the kitchen? I said, I washed dishes. Oh, where did you move up to from there? I said, I never moved up. That's all I ever did here was wash dishes. And I was okay with that job. I was good at it. I did my best. And we moved on from there. So everything you see here started out with me washing dishes in a restaurant. And if you do your best, people recognize that, and they'll give you an opportunity to move up. So no matter what you do, do your best. Well, we got the tire pushed in. This holds here, that pushes it in. There's paint right here. I don't know if you can see the paint chips. So what happens is the paint chips off. There's another paint chip right there. And then the air comes around in between the paint chip and the seal. Having it painted is nice because they don't rust, but on the other hand, it causes leaks. So we'll clean it all up, we'll get rid of all the old paint chips, we'll put some fresh sealant and lube on here. Hopefully that stuff works good, and let's keep moving.
It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's almost like cotton candy, but grease.
I guess it works good.
And when you put it on, you can hardly see it. Oh, he's got rubber gloves now. Wow. It is. It's like cotton candy. See, look at how weird it is. Like it just doesn't want to stick, it just keeps rotating. So we got the seal on there. Need another hand?
Yep. So hopefully she lines up. It's slippery, I can't get my gloves off.
Seal on, you can see it going together. Suppose I should come from this angle so you guys can see.
Oh, here. That's gonna line up, that popped out. Let's get some air, hopefully we can get that to seal.
Hopefully.
Little other maintenance. Mike did a service on this, 1,700-hour service. Right here. That filter down there, I probably can't see, it's a little dark, he did not have. So, he got the filter right here, and while we're in the shop, changing the tire, we're gonna throw this filter on too. And then we'll have a complete service done on this old girl, and she'll be ready to go back to work on the railroad grade. Here we go.
All right, everybody, we are over at Collier's Cut. Paul has been hard at work clearing this thing out. We've been getting some rain for pretty much all week, so we got a bit of a dry spell right now. We're gonna take advantage of it. I'll give you a quick recap of what he's done so far and how far we pushed. This is where we stopped last time. This is how far we've gotten. All right, so I'm about 6'2". There's the top of the embankment. And this is where the railroad grade is gonna have to be, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Well, everybody, I think we're going to wrap the video up here. Definitely a lot going on out here at all times, and we have actually been working on the railroad, not surprisingly, as I've been editing this together, including today. We're cutting railroad ties, so you'll see that in a future video. But really quick, before we go check out Collier's Cut, I wanted to point out the sand pit really quick here. There's just been so much going on, and no 2 days out here are ever the same. For example, you guys remember there were 2 maple trees sitting on top of the ridge over here. We had to take those down because we need more dirt. So, funny enough, the loader isn't here either because that needed to go back to Mike, who's working on another job as we speak right now. So at some point in the future, the loader will come back, but where I'm standing right now is where the fill pile used to be. That's where it currently is. We have been just hauling out here, doing lots of work. So this is a really good start to the season. Not entirely sure what else is going to happen in the near future, but that's enough gawking at the sand pit. I cannot wait to see a train barn come over here. This is going to be awesome. But anyway, enough gawking at that. Let's go take a look at the cut. All right, guys, here we are back in Collier's Cut. Before we take a look at where we stopped, I wanted to point something out really important pretty quick. So where that stake is sitting right now, that is where we started in terms of how much dirt was in here. And this is where the railroad grade is going to sit as of right now. And I'm about 6'2". That's taller than me. And that particular stake is actually one of the key, I'm not a surveyor and I'm going to slaughter the terminology here, it's one of the key points on the railroad grade for helping us keep our numbers, as it were. Neil would be able to explain it way better than me, but that stake cannot move. I believe Neil's going to be coming back out here to do some more surveying work, and we'll try to pick his brain about that stuff then if he wants to talk to us. If not, I'll try my best to relay that information to you guys as best I can. But anyway, enough of me jabbing. Let's go take a look at where we stopped. Now, if you guys remember, well, actually, you just saw the footage. Of course you remember. This is about where we stopped in the footage, and this is how much further we've gotten off camera since then. Paul came back here with the loader, and thankfully, a lot of the stuff that was hard and packy, like all that clay and that pile of dirt right there, that was all this right here. Thankfully, we got far enough where he was just able to come back in here with the loader and just scoop it up bucket by bucket. And this is how far we've gotten. Now, the exciting part about this is on the other side of this mound of dirt here is the finish line for Collier's Cut. You see where the tip of my finger is? That is where we stopped last year. And this is where we are now. So I'd say we're between 500 and 700 feet to getting to the finish line on this section of the railroad grade. I'm just flabbergasted we've been able to do as much as we have in such a short amount of time, and I can only remain optimistic about our chances of getting stuff done even quicker now that we go forward. So unfortunately, we did lose the loader. Mike had to take it back on another job. He is a contractor after all, you know. And you know, Mike, if you're watching this, thank you so much for letting us use your equipment. We really could not be doing this as fast as we have without you. So I wanted to make sure that you're recognized, and we appreciate you. But that's kind of at the core of how this whole thing is working out. You have good people with good intentions who believe in something that you're working on. Anything's possible. Speaking of which, similar to our members, I forgot a couple of you guys in the last video. Right as I was uploading it, I got the notification that 2 more of you guys have joined us. So to Plumb Up and Static Reality, thank you so much for your support. We hope you guys are enjoying everything that we're doing out here, and we're just super thrilled to have you along for the ride. I mean, we never really thought we would get this far, and we are nearing 3,000 subscribers at the time of me recording this and putting this out there. So our minds are just blown. We're just thrilled to have you guys along. I mean, the fact that people are getting excited about us working on our dream it's still kind of a weird thing to get used to. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling. We're going to end the video here. To the rest of our members, thank you guys so much for your support. It really, it means more than we have words to express for. I can't I can't even talk about it right now. I'm stumbling over my words. To everybody else, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for interacting and leaving comments. We love it. We love hearing back from you guys. And please feel free to leave comments on this video as well. Let us know what you'd like to see going forward. There's gonna be some exciting stuff coming up here in the near future. There's still talk about us firing the locomotive, I think, within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We're still kind of waiting to see how that one's gonna go. But summer's here, and it's time to have a little bit of fun while we're working, so why not? So stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot more train stuff coming in later on down the line. last week I was actually at the National Railroad Museum in Green Bay, so we may take a road trip down there and show you guys some of the cool stuff that's kind of hidden away back there. But anyway, I've talked long enough, and this video is starting to get pretty long. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay safe, be kind, and don't forget to put a smile on somebody's face today. We'll see you next week.